Yeah, hello everyone out there. My name is Abiola Wilson Mekano, Mrs. I am a linguist and an aviator. I have my first and second degree in English language from Ahmadu Bello University, and I'm currently running my PhD at the same institution. And I work for the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology, Zaria. I've had a training in air traffic control, a training in air traffic communication, and I'm also a trained aviation English expert with certification from the American Federal Aviation Administration and also from Anglo-Continental UKCAA training organization. And I just want to tell everyone out there that as a linguist, you do have prospects in aviation. Currently, like I said, I'm an instructor in the Nigerian College of Aviation. I'm in the communications department. Language is the vehicle for communication between humans and even other entities. For communication to be effective, we need to understand each other. And in aviation, we have aircraft flying from different countries, from different regions, speaking different languages. So for there to be uniformity in communication, the International Civil Aviation Organization adopted a single language of communication, which is English language, and it is known as Aviation English. Now, if you look at some of these books that I have here, Flight Path is an Aviation English for pilots and articles, that is air traffic controller. You have another one there, Aviation English. Aviation English is an English for specific purpose entity, as it were, to ensure that there is uniformity in our communication patterns. Imagine a pilot from France is speaking French, the one from India is speaking Hindi, the one from Latin America is speaking Spanish, another one from another country is speaking his own language. There will be so much chaos and there will be misunderstanding, ambiguity, and it can even lead to a crash. In time past, we have had air crashes because of language barriers. There was one between Saudi and Kazakh Air. They had little or no English. They could not communicate effectively, and it led to a mid-air collision. And the casualties were well over 200 passengers who died in that crash. So aviation English is an emerging field, and it is being taken very seriously, and it is an aspect of eliminating human factor in aviation accidents and incidents. So it is very, very important to have a common language for the safety of air navigation. Thank you. Okay, the aviation alphabet, as simple as your ABC, just like the A is known as Alpha, the B is known as Bravo, C is known as Charlie, E is known as Echo, D is known as Delta, F is known as Foxtrot, H is known as Hotel, India, Juliet, Kilo, all the way to X, X-ray, and Zulu is Z. So it is unique to aviators, and this is something that the International Civil Aviation has adopted to coin call signs. Call signs, we'll get to that later. Call sign is the unique identity of an aircraft. For instance, you could coin the call sign of an aircraft using alphabets and numbers. So for instance, you can have 5 November Alpha Delta India. That would be an aircraft call sign. So this is very unique to aviation. I believe some other organizations, maybe maritime and military, use it as well. But this is our language as aviators, and we use it uniquely to serve the purpose of safety in aviation. As a linguist, you do have a prospect in aviation, because the general idea is that in aviation, you're expected or presumed to be majorly or only science-based. While this is true, there is room also for people who read language and linguistics, especially the English language, because we have a unique spectrum known as the Aviation English. As an aviation linguist, you can be a rater. Like I told you, I have a certification from the UKCAA, Anglo-Continental School of English in England, and this is something that qualifies me to become a rater. I rate pilots, I rate air traffic controllers, and as a linguist, you can also be an instructor. Like I told us earlier, I'm also an instructor in the aviation school in Zaria. And you can also be a writer. All these books are written for pilots and for air traffic controllers. And it's the aviation English experts that write these books. You can be an interlocutor by relating with people who are coming to take the ICAO language test. You can relate with embassies, you can relate with foreign organizations, especially in aviation. You can write materials, course materials, and several other things. And you can also be a communication expert, as it were. And like I said, the sky is your limit. There is a lot that you can do as a linguist in aviation. Yes, we have the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology. It's our RTC, the Regional Training Center for Excellence. We have achieved this status for the last couple of years, and we're maintaining it by the grace of God. The Nigerian College of Aviation provides a whole range of courses of study for people who want to study in Nigeria. And the Air Traffic and Communication School, that is my school where I work, is a school that accommodates all this training that has to do with communication and the aviation English. So all you need to do is to purchase your form and come into the college. Though most times the Nigeria Airspace Management Agency is often the service provider, air navigation service provider, so they order for this training, and sometimes the Nigerian Air Force. And recently we have had people from the Nigerian Army, and even the Navy also have a few people who do some form of communication or the other. But at NCAT Zaria, you can have a whole lot of training in different aspects relating to air traffic services. Like I said, we all have different languages. I exemplified with the different international pilots flying into the Nigerian airspace, for instance, from India and all that. The same way in Nigeria, we have pilots from different language backgrounds. We have a Yoruba pilot, a Hausa pilot, an Igbo pilot. Imagine if a pilot who is an Igbo man begins to speak Igbo on the frequency, or the Yoruba begins to speak Yoruba on the frequency. It will be a whole lot of chaos. But the International Civil Aviation Organization has already provided a procedure, a language procedure, which requires that every pilot and air traffic controller on the RT, that's by RT, I mean the radio telephony frequency, they must all speak English to a certain standard. I'll take us through the different standards. We have level 4, level 5, and level 6. Now, level 3 and below is below the standard of English that ICAO expects anybody in the RT to speak. But once you have a level 4 English, then you can operate on the RT for international civil aviation. So to avoid misunderstanding between people of different languages, to avoid ambiguity, and also to mitigate accidents and incidences in the industry. The aviation English is primarily for the pilots and air traffic controllers, because we have pilots from different backgrounds flying into our airspaces, and the controller also on ground could also be from a different background. But for communication to be effective between the pilot and the controller, they ought to speak the same English, and by ICAO standard, it has to be Aviation English. That's the International Civil Aviation Organization standard. And like I said, there are different aircraft flying in our airspaces. For instance, we could have 5, we could have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, several aircraft at the same time. Each of these aircraft have what we call a unique identity. And these unique identities are known as their call sign. And from the aviation alphabets I gave us initially, it could be a combination of those alphabets and certain numbers. For instance, I could have 2 aircraft in my airspace. which is Nigerian registered. If it's a Nigerian, it's 5 November Alpha Delta Lima, 5 November Bravo November Golf. Now, if either of these aircraft need to contact the control tower, all they need to do is to mention the name of that control tower. For instance, if it's Zaria Tower, they will just say, Zaria Tower, this is 5 November Bravo November Golf on 118.6. That is the frequency of communication. And on ground, the controller will respond, 5 November Bravo November Golf, go ahead. Then 5 November Bravo Golf is given a certain clearance. And for instance, the 5 November Bravo November Golf can say, request weather report. If you say, okay, weather report, Abuja Met report at 1160, and they give a whole range of things. Or for instance, the control tower is given a landing clearance to 5 November Delta Alpha Lima, to 5 November Delta Alpha Lima, clear to land runway 06, surface wind 240 at 06 knots. So these are some of the ways that the control tower and an aircraft in flight communicate, either for landing clearances, for Met reports, that is weather reports. They can give the surface wind. They can also help coordinate with adjacent control stations and so on. And there could be several of such aircraft in the airspaces. But it is the responsibility of the controller to give or to provide the guidance, but it has to be done in a simple language, which is known as the Aviation English. And the pilot on the other end must also have the requisite proficiency, as it were, in the English language to be able to communicate effectively for the safety of the flight. I am a linguist and I'm an aviator. Of course, I want every young person out there to become an aviator. And peradventure you're interested in linguistics, it will not be a limitation at all. When I first got admission into the university, someone said, oh, you'll be a secondary school teacher. And fast forward several years, I graduated almost 20 years ago. I graduated from Ahmadu Bello University 2002. This is 2001, so 19 years to be precise. And fast forward, today I have acquired additional degrees. I'm currently running my PhD. I have an air traffic control license. I have a communication certificate. I am a language expert. I'm a rater. And there is no limit to what I can do. For the fact that I read English does not pose a limitation. You can prove everyone out there wrong and say, no, it's not only certain people that can do certain things. So you can do it if you believe in yourself. If you believe, and with the grace and the help of God, I believe you can achieve what you want to achieve. You can go all out. You can pick up a form. We have courses running in the school. You can take, especially the communication course. If you read English or you are reading English and you're interested in aviation, you can come for the communication course and you can become an aviation English language expert. You can become a rater, you can become an author, you can become an instructor. And it gives you a broad spectrum, like I said. I've had to relate with controllers from different countries. Just a few days ago, one came all the way from Ivory Coast because we had to give him a little level of training in English. He wants a private pilot license. And he needed that English before he can fly in the Nigerian airspace. We have related with people from Cameroon, especially the Francophone countries all around us. We have trained people from Guinea, people from Equatorial Guinea, people from even Comoros Island, trained people from, like I said, Cameroon, from Mauritania and Madagascar, and several other places. So it gives you an opportunity that some other courses may not give you. You relate, you get to meet so many people, you get to travel to places, and it's quite an interesting and an exciting one. So you can, if you want, you can venture into it and you will not regret it. You have the fun of your life, I promise you. I'm a living testimony. The first challenge I had was that I did not do science. I didn't do science. I read linguistics. Yeah, linguistics, yes, it is. Linguistics is a science, but it is perceived to be purely an art. So by that, it was seen that, oh no, because she read English, she cannot. But by the grace of God, when I came in, I was able to go through all my trainings, and by God's grace, I passed to the glory of God. And today I have had different experiences, within the aviation industry that my counterparts who are in the sciences have. So you can fulfill your dream. Sometimes it could be the finance. Do not worry. Whatever your challenges are, either your background or financial implications, you can get scholarships. There's so many ways to go about it. So you can contact us still via the link on the YouTube channel. We can advise you on how to fulfill your dreams, get some scholarships, and so on and so on. I'm a member of the Women in Aviation International, and we have a unique program we hold for girls every year. It's called the Girls in Aviation Day. We want to motivate everybody. The unique thing about Women in Aviation is that even men are welcome. For the girls in aviation, even boys are welcome. All we do is to motivate young people, especially the girls, but we do not leave our boys behind. Sometimes the boys come around and we encourage them. The Women in Aviation International also awards scholarships to young people who need some kind of sponsorship to fulfill their aviation dreams. And there are many other organizations out there who can help you fulfill your dream, and I believe you can do it. Thank you. If you dream it, you can achieve it, regardless of who is trying to discourage you or the circumstances you're facing. All you need is to dream it. Even flying in itself all began with a dream. And today, we are all flying all over the world. And I want to tell you that you can achieve it. Just dream it. If you dream it, you can achieve it.
Sunshine Tower, this is flight 5061, 5th November Alpha Charlie Lima, approaching runway 05 at 60 knots, requesting for landing clearance. Please advise. Trust me, all I've been saying is a scam. But after this brief introduction into the world of aviation linguistics, I just feel like leaving my aircraft maintenance engineering studies and probably studying one of these linguistic courses to become a traffic controller or a pilot, where I will be able to use some of these terminologies and be happy I did. So I know you've been motivated and you have been inspired with this short video. If you want to know more about the aviation industry in Nigeria and how to become one of an aviator in Nigeria, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and turn on notification, so whenever I make a post, you will be the first to see it. Spoiler alert: if you would love to know how airplanes fly in the Nigerian airspace, how they navigate the routes in the Nigerian airspace, and how they move from one point to the other in Nigeria, then you would not want to miss the next video, which is all about NAMA. If you want to find out more, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Sunshine to of IDB now. Yes, so I don't near your kaba. Yes, so I see for ground that's not right time for the runway 05. Now me flight 01. I be had to take columns. Oh boy, Alpha. Resuming the flight. Okay, so 5061. Now be that. Waiting be a registration number again. Okay, 5th November Alpha Charlie Tango. Now so I don't near a kaba like that too. I don't know as I see traffic for down there. So now me clear road. I want land. We are not tell that guy me shifting day. No, that we get white and green stripes like that. You don't see and hear that exactly. Tell her make it shift back. Hell yeah, no, okay. You know they hear you. Oh, you really need to walk. Alright, oh yeah, tell her, say I go control her from here. Oh boy, you don't connect me. Okay, oh boy, hey, I help you see your back, does you go? They go like that. Cut the hand, cut down. You don't cut and finish. Cut and yeah, hey, yeah, go front, yeah, come back. Oh yeah, hey, you don't pass like that. Oh yeah, na me go land next. Is bro, I better wait first, my land. Oh yeah, nah, so.